That's not just the sound of that first sip of Morning Joe. It's the sound of someone shopping for a car on Carvana from the comfort of home.
That's a good blend.
It's time to take it easy, like answering some easy questions to get pre-qualified for a car in minutes.
Talk about starting the morning right.
Just like customizing your terms so your car fits your budget. Visit Carvana.com or download the app to experience car shopping the way it should be. Convenient, comfortable. The comfort of your favorite seat is now your comfy car selling command center, thanks to Carvana.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Your favorite seat's the best spot in the house. Make it even better by entering your license plate or VIN and getting a real offer in minutes.
There really is no place like home.
And speaking of home, Carvana will pick up your car from yours after you finalize your offer. Visit Carvana.com or download the app and sell your car from your comfy place.
In 2017, there were a reported 1,000 UFO sightings across Canada. With one of the lowest population densities in the world, much of Canada is uninhabited wilderness. And some areas of that wilderness are even remarkable for having less gravity than the rest of the world. With such vast amounts of unpopulated areas, it is intriguing to think of what people aren't seeing within the large metropolitan cities. Some of the most interesting UFO cases in modern ufology come from Canada. Events such as the incidents at Shag Harbor and Falcon Lake. But those two cases are far from the only unexplainable UFO cases from within Canada's borders. This case file joined the theorists as they trek across the great weird north in Canadian UFO encounters.
Welcome to Alien Theorist Theorizing, Case File 133, UFO Encounters Number 2.
Number 2.
Those are dabs.
That's Braden. Zell.
Dabs.
Dabs?
Dabs.
Oh.
We've done it. We've hit it.
This fucking program,
Nailed it.
man. Get in there. Get in there. There he is. Andrew.
Man, the man.
Andrew.
He's got this like soft aurora glow going on. You look angelic.
Got that blur background going.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's supposed to be black.
Andrew, broadcasting live from his prison cell.
Yeah. It looked worse when you were wearing an orange shirt, but the black one looks better. Good slimming too.
Sure will be coming off in T-minus 3 minutes.
Guys, is it hot in here? Oh, it's so hot in here.
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear that.
And there it is. There it is.
Prove me
If
wrong.
you
It
want
was
my
about
body
25
and
seconds.
You think I'm sexy? Come on, baby, let me know.
Now.
All right, we'll get back on the UFO topic this week after some sad COVID news.
Turn the positivity train around
That
here.
mention of it is
Yeah,
the
I
only
wanna-
mention.
People
I
don't
wanna
come
fucking
here
apologize for that shit.
goddamn doom and gloom. They come here to hear about aliens and reptilians taking over the planet. God.
Hey, I just
Damn
got
it.
off work.
Yeah.
I was submerged in it, so
Oh, no.
if you
No
couldn't
one's,
tell it already.
no one's saying anything.
Update, if you're listening to these in chronological order, the virus has gotten worse, and the situation around it has gotten worse since our last Doom and Gloom podcast, and it's gotten worse, and cool.
And it seems to be getting worse steadily on a daily basis.
Yeah. Let's not dwell.
Not like-
I can't dwell on this
Yeah.
too much. It's all I hear about all
You know what?
day.
We're going to keep on keeping on through the doom and gloom. Keep on podcasting.
We're going to keep talking about weird shit
Weird shit.
and
Drinking beers.
because weird shit is worth talking about.
Let's talk about some great weird north, as coined by Dan.
Great weird north.
Yeah, I said from the great white north becomes the great weird north. Talk about some UFO encounters in the giant, northern neighbor of the United States, Canada.
All right, let's throw it over to our
Canadian,
resident
as some
Canadian
people say.
expert, Dan. Dan,
Thank you.
what case file are we going to start?
Canadian expert Dan. What are we talking about tonight?
Talking about a couple of UFO cases that took place in Canada. This one, our first one that I found interesting was a case from Montreal in November of 1990, and
Fucking
this
love
was
this
a case. I don't know if Zell can put up the photo, but we actually have photographic evidence of this one. Are we gonna put it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up here, but I don't know if this is the right one because it looks really bad.
If it's a picture of a UFO, it's a bad one, and you know it. That one. That is an official photo that someone took of this UFO.
I'll describe it if you're not watching the video. It's looking through like really foggy glass with like a light behind it, kind of giving like a lens flare. And that's about it.
You are 100% correct,
I mean,
sir.
like if I saw that in the sky, that'd be pretty fucking freaky, though.
Especially at 7 p.m. at night.
Let me tell you
Like,
something.
that's not
though.
a normal thing. That's not a normal thing to see in the sky.
If you see that in the sky and you're like, that troubles you enough that you go, maybe I should call someone to notify them. Who's top of that list? Who's the first call you're making?
The lifeguard of the pool that I'm swimming in.
Or the bellboy at the hotel.
The bellboy, yeah.
Oh,
Well, because that's what happened, right?
What's going on up there? I better, who can help me in this situation.
Right. The first person to spot this UFO was a woman swimming on the 17th floor of the Place Bonaventure, or Place Bonaventure, because you're from Montreal, hotel. And she said she described it as a round metallic object that projected a series of brilliant light beams all around.
So then she told the lifeguard, is that right?
Right. And that's the person.
told the
I mean,
lifeguard.
that's who you're going to tell. That's your.
And then the lifeguard called the concierge, and like, you know what I mean? I just out of curiosity, like I wasn't there, but this is kind of how I figured, the conversation went. Hello, Albert. It is Lean from the pool. Tabernacle, you see the thing in the sky there. It is Days Bonanza.
Oui.
Tabernacle une calculatrice. Bicyclette, stylo.
Yeah, this is how you say Arashid.
This is very crazy. Never seen the lights like this before.
Your French accent has thrown me off so much. I thought you practiced that.
The tabernacle, I don't know how they speak.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that better?
I think with the crossover from Dan's excellent one, and then you going, through me.
I would hardly qualify my French accent as a.
No, it's spot on.
I could just grab a fucking dollop of peanut butter and put it on the roof of my mouth, and it would probably sound quite accurate.
You're gonna get beat up by a bunch of Montrealans.
I'm not worried about it.
Ooh, it's out there.
They can't. Hey, they couldn't get here if they tried.
No.
Oh shit! Too early.
You got a bunch of angry Frenchmen over there. Angry Canadian Frenchmen.
French Canadians.
French Canadians.
Francophones.
But
Now we love them.
it always blew me away that like the first person that gets called is like the hotel lobby is like one of the first to notify, and they're like
What the fuck do you want us to do about it?
Yeah, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? Lady, get out of the pool.
They don't pay
You're not supposed to drink up there.
With the
Like,
alien invasion. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, call someone
Man, you
who
gotta call the
cares.
fucking Mounties.
There was someone they should have called that they didn't, and that was Ron Pond.
Ron Pond was probably retired off duty now, though. They probably got
90?
some inner city French detectives smoking darts, wearing some
Oh,
what
yeah,
are
that
those
would
long
be
jackets?
prime 1990s, like edgy 1990s, wearing like big black sunglasses and the leather
Yeah.
jackets. Like in loose
They're like
cannons.
stomping cigarettes outside.
Tight
rubbing them out.
blue jeans.
Yeah.
And fucking, yeah. Okay, I got you. Fucking Roddy Piper fucking mullets cooking out there. Yeah, gotcha.
Tight blue jeans, but they're wearing those like long beige overcoats, those trench coats, but with blue jeans, tucked in white shirts.
Hey, madame,
loose cannons.
A couple Fruit of the Loom shirts on. Looking like a couple Freddie Mercury's.
Excusez-moi, just myself in my tight jeans.
What are we describing here?
The
This
French
is the
police.
interaction between this is the French, this is the Montreal police.
Yeah.
Perfect. All
Standard
right.
uniform.
Let us
Tight
let us
jeans,
know if that
leather
was
jackets.
accurate. Yeah.
1990s. So, one of the things they spoke about this case was that it was a kind of like a series of telephone going from the lifeguard to the concierge to the actual hotel security guard who calls the police and then a journalist from La Presse newspaper, then to the RCMP, the military, and even NASA were called in trying to figure out what this thing was.
And
NASA.
what I love about that
Nasus.
is it goes way up the chain. So, someone was like, what are we going to do? Call them. And they're like, what are we going to do? Call them. And it got all the way up to the top. And then someone's like, oh, that is weird. And then it went back down. And everyone's like, oh, is this serious? Like, we should go take a peek.
So another weird thing is about this.
Or,
this
sorry,
aerial,
Le Peak.
Le Peak.
La Peak.
La Peak.
La
Le
Peak.
Le Peak. So one of the other fun things about this, fun facts, was that this aerial phenomenon lasted for almost 3 hours. So from 7:20 to 10:10 p.m. on that night, people reported seeing something of this, and it wasn't just this lady. So other people saw in that area. I think it was at least like 3. You would think there would be more people, but it's 3 or 4 actually reported seeing kind of something.
There was
in the air.
there was a tower under construction across the street. And at one point they had like cranes set up on top and there was lights, work lights and stuff. So one time the RCMP, thinking that like maybe this is some sort of light hanging or something weird going on with there, got other members to go across the construction site and had them turn off the exterior lights, and it was still glowing. Like it was still, so they like canceled that out. So it's like, it's not like they just all watched. Like people were actively there trying to disprove it and couldn't, and were still baffled by it. That's what I love about this case.
This one also got really weird. So, Dr. Richard Haynes, who in 1992, he was a former NASA scientist, actually published a 25-page report on the sighting. And 25 pages isn't that much. I'm going to tell you right now. I've written 25 pages. Not that much.
For a report, yeah.
Double
So have I.
Probably
Size 14, double spaced. You give a couple extra space bars between some of those spaces.
You gotta count it. You gotta count in
Yep.
your appendices and your fucking works cited page. Like that's all in there. Yeah, 25 pages, not that much.
You have really big titles, so like size like 90
Yeah,
titles,
the
so you lose
abstract
about
takes
5
up like
lines
a whole
at the top.
page. Like yeah.
Oh,
it's-
buddy. And then at the back end, you add like 100 jumble words that you just white out to make you hit the word count. Like, it's
not that much.
lazy.
But in his report, he did conclude that there is a lot of evidence for the existence of a highly unusual, hovering, silent, large object and indisputable. He says silent, large object, but there was at least one person who reported that when he drove, there was one witness who drove, who was leaving his business building, at the time of the sighting, and he said that he observed the object hovering, actually moved, and like it was hovering over a power station at the time, and he reported that he could actually hear the craft, like he heard some sound hovering coming from the craft, and he said it was like a purring sound. Now that could have actually been the sound of the power station itself, but this Dr. Richard Haynes guy, like I'm pretty sure he also said that there was a evidence of like a power outage like while that craft or whatever it was that aerial phenomenon was hovering over that power station, that there was actually a recorded power outage, which is something.
So that whole that grid went down. That part of it.
Yeah, something like that. And I mean, that's kind of something that you do hear about in UFOs. Like you do hear when UFOs are sighted, or certain close encounters of UFOs, they interfere with electrical equipment, whether it's in large ways like this way, like taking down like a power outage in a certain area, or in more localized areas like a car. Right. People have reported, like, when you get some kind of, people have reported missing time or something driving down the highway, like their cars started acting up, and then they spotted a UFO, like their car stopped. They're
like that. It's like a temporal field that these things create in a lot of the stories.
Right. Something like it could have been some sort of electromagnetic interference or something like that. But, he's not really sure. He said that he heard an actual sound. So this guy says silent large object, not 100% sure that silent is all what it hears.
And like when we talk about large, like when they were describing how big this thing was, it's like fucking 5 football fields big.
It's huge.
Like
Huge.
fucking, like we're talking like
Mothership.
Independence Day shit.
Yep.
That's Independence Day was way more than 5 football fields.
Well, I don't fucking know.
Well, yeah, that was like the small moon, but it was huge.
There was
Okay, so not quite Death Star big, but
That's
pretty
not a
fucking big.
moon. That's no moon.
there was
No
there was
moon.
Zell. I sent in the Facebook group a link to the clip. I don't know if while I'm talking about it, you can pull it up. It's probably at about the 7-minute mark. But there's a great CBC video that talks about this case, and it interviews like all the people that were there. And at the end, it has this scientist who's like talking about why it's not a UFO. And he's saying, this is what they saw. And he's pointing to a piece of paper where he's drawn like a picture of an aurora. And he's looking and he goes, yeah, this is what they saw. And he turns to the camera and both his eyes are looking different ways. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy telling people what they saw? He can't fucking see straight, man. I was like, how the hell?
Fucking crazy eyes.
Yeah, I was like, there was no one else in this laboratory for you to get on camera than this guy. And they were like, and I'm not making fun, but they were wildly apart. And he's got the glasses. It's the 90s, like 90s style. And I was like, this is a guy debunking? Like, come on, CBC. You could have got anyone else there. I knew
was it
why
at?
they put that guy on camera. It's because he was looking 2 separate ways.
Are you talking about the guy, the
yeah.
astronomer guy? Are you talking about
Yeah.
the fucking Northern Lights guy? Yeah.
Or the Northern
Are you
Lights guy
like-
who says he's like, it looks like this. And he points to this little circle with some...
Is he? He's got glasses, like aviator glasses.
No, not aviator glasses. The guy, he works for, I'm not sure, but he's like an amateur astronomer.
yeah, it's in like 6-7 minutes. I don't know where I watched, but I remember watching it. Oh, dude.
It's just the angle of his glasses, dude. The angle of those big
Those
fucking
are
Coke
huge.
bottle
Those
glasses
are
Dude,
make
huge.
his.
it's not a good look.
No, that guy actually eats flies. He's part frog. That is Frogman.
Oh, a little comedy in dark
I mean,
times. This is funny.
yeah, if you look up that video clip, that he goes on to explain or try to explain the that this aerial phenomenon was an appearance of the aurora borealis or northern lights, some sort of natural phenomenon that he's like, this is actually one of the common manifestations of the northern lights, is like you can have these small little balls of light that just appear. I've never seen that. Like,
I've seen tons of Northern Lights, but it's like it doesn't last. It doesn't just hover. So him to say like this is what they saw. I've seen tons of Northern Lights. I was in a hotbed for them, and I never saw. I've seen the balls he's talking about, but I've never seen one where it's like, oh yeah, it's just sitting there for hours.
for
Yeah,
3
like,
hours.
So this lasted for what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
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 So he's sitting there saying that, yeah, well, you just had a perfect Northern Light ball hovering
I mean,
for.
so this is in Montreal, right?
Mhm.
Large city, got to have a lot of pollution. Could there possibly have been some type of light reflecting off of some smog?
Some
potentially?
swamp gas or something is what you're saying?
Swamp gas, you saying?
Weather balloon reacting
Weather
with some
balloon,
swamp gas?
gas. Whatever,
Combination?
Light reflecting off a weather balloon through some swamp gas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect sense.
That happens, right?
I don't know. The summary of that report was evidence for the existence of a highly unusual hovering silent large object is indisputable.
Also, the big question is, why would aliens want to visit Montreal?
Poutine.
It's legendary
And
galaxy-wide.
Montreal smoked meat.
Now it's a thing.
A couple of those
Yes.
showed Chiennes.
Isn't Chien dog?
Hot dog.
Oh, hot dog.
Definitely not to watch the Habs play, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, not recently, no. Bam. He's made more enemies, Andrew. We made
I'm
more.
good at that.
You're going to have to
Even-
fight.
Yeah,
all of
we're gonna get
Montreal.
1-star reviews because of you.
No, hey, listen.
In French.
Even five, dude. Even 5-star. We'll get a 5-star review, and then in the 5-star review, we'll be like, "Yeah, everybody's great and stuff like that." But then there's Andrew. He's a fucking bro. Yeah. Oh,
it's true.
cool. Thanks.
Well, you keep taking off your shirt.
You told me. You egged me on.
Didn't
What am I
tell
supposed
you
to
to take your shirt off.
You fucking egged me on.
I just said that's what's going to happen, and you actually just beat me by my prediction by 3 minutes.
I didn't even think of it.
3 minutes.
You planted the seed, man. Created a monster.
I incepted you?
Yeah.
What you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
All
Put it
right.
in his head. What else do we have? Like that, I really enjoyed like watching some of the documentaries on this and them talking to like. You can watch the one on CBC. It's 9 minutes long. Quick peruse. Really interesting, and it talks to the people that were there, and they're just like, we don't know what it is. We tried to do different things to discount it, and like it was just a weird, and you can just see it in their faces and their voices when they're describing it. It's interesting. Well, I don't understand because
no
it's
clue
French.
what
So
it
in the
is.
subtitles, yeah, that guy. Let me leave that on the screen. That's what this guy sounds like
Yeah.
in the documentary. Well, they're probably just seeing auroras. The ball roar is the most popular one.
Is that him eating a fly?
Yeah.
Or what? But like, so for me, anyways, like this one's pretty interesting because it's got like the amount of fucking witnesses. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, it's fucking, Billy Bob and Billy Joel out there on the fucking farm. Nobody else is out there. It's these two pricks that are trying to sell books now.
And dude,
You know what I mean? Like,
the fact that you have RCMP witnesses, and I'm not saying that like I give them more credit, but like watching the interviews with them, and they're just like, they're in uniform and
I
stuff.
don't know.
Like they ask them right away and stuff, and they're just like, yeah, that was the weirdest thing I ever seen. Like,
it's fucking bizarre, eh?
yeah, it's fucking astonishing,
It's magnifique.
magnificent,
C'est we neuf dix.
yeah, quatre,
It is, how you say, flabbergasting.
yeah.
Tabernacle.
For you American swine, you English swine, it was good.
I like it. I like that the NASA report, the guy from NASA said that at the end as his summary.
Yeah.
Why not?
You can't really disprove it because, nobody really had any reports. There were no any reports of kind of aircraft just like hovering over there for 3 hours. I don't know what aircraft would have it besides like a blimp would hover there. I don't even know why a blimp would hover somewhere except for 3 hours, even over even a major sporting event. Even if it were a major sporting event, there wouldn't be a blimp there for 3 hours. That'd be nuts.
Long time.
Blimp. Like you would see it in the fucking day.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way. No, absolutely
The
not.
fucking Goodyear blimp is up there.
You guys don't even have a Goodyear blimp.
No,
right?
so it'd be
Like,
Le Fountain Tire. Le Tire Le Fountain or whatever.
So
But stupidest
moving
thing ever
on
heard.
from that one, we're gonna
It
jump
might
back.
have been a blimp.
I think we're gonna jump back a couple years, and we're gonna go back to talk about the. Braden brought this one up earlier about the Hannah McRoberts photo case.
Oh yeah, one of the most famous UFO pictures out
Listen,
there.
I am gonna get her on the podcast. I'm this close.
He's super close. Apparently.
I thought you were just trying to squish Dan's
Like,
head.
do you
there.
have her phone number?
I'm squishing your head. I'm squishing your
I
head.
work with someone who's her friend, and
If we
I've
could get her on the podcast.
I've
that'd be
put the
rad.
feelers.
Sounds like bullshit. Sounds like bullshit.
Wait, are you being real
For
here?
real,
Is this
dude.
real shit?
Bullshitting.
We had a
That's
secret
bullshit.
Santa at work. And my secret Santa, I'll go get the mug in a second. Don't make me get the mug.
I believe you. I'll believe you.
A secret Santa gave me this mug with a picture of the Hannah McRoberts photo on it and like a note stuffed in. So then I opened the note and it's like, oh, my friend actually took this picture years ago and it was really weird. And I know you're like aliens, so I got it put on a mug for you. And I was like, oh shit. Do you have a? Well, get to picture 6. But this person. So then I had to go around to everyone and be like around the water cooler, like chilling out, like throwing my elbow up, like. So you got me for Secret Santa, hey? Give me that alien mug. And then people are like, what? Huh? No. To just about everyone in the office until the last person was like, yeah, I got you the mug. And I was like, do you know this lady? They're like, yeah, she's my friend. I'm like, will you ask her if we could interview her? And they're like, yeah, for sure. And then they've been off with surgery ever since.
Going for the long sell, hey? That's a pretty elaborate story,
off with
pal.
surgery. Secret
Elaborate
Canadian
story.
police.
Go get the fucking mug. Go get the mug. Come on.
Braden is part of the secret Canadian police.
He's getting the mug. He's getting the mug.
All I'm
Has
trying to
to.
do, hey, I'm just trying to inspire the guy to do some fucking cardio. That's all that was.
Braden's part of this.
Watch,
Lockdown's tough.
He's gonna get back. He's gonna be sweating.
She's off for
Lockdown's
surgery.
tough.
Silenced.
He's gonna come back sweating and out of breath.
Fucking kidnapped by the government. Off by surgery.
Oh, he's coming back.
He's back.
Coming back.
Oh, here he is.
He's coming back.
Been there.
Oh, he's got a headphone in.
Sorry, what I
Can't
missed?
find
Got-
it. Can't find the
I
mug.
know, why are you sweating, man? You look like you're out of breath.
No, I'm good.
Can't find the mug,
you
can
look
you?
like that was
Face
a little
looks
bit
red.
more cardio than you're used to.
Doesn't got it.
Face looks a little red.
Huh? Well, it's because I've been drinking.
You don't have the mug,
Okay.
do you?
Huh?
He does. He's gonna slowly raise it up.
Oh, he knows
He's
me
gonna
too
slowly
well.
raise it up.
He knows me too well.
Wait, turn it around. Other way. Other way. A little
All
more.
the way.
Eh.
You can't even
Stop. Wait. Stop.
No,
There it
other
is.
way.
Yeah. Ah, there
There
it is.
Bum, bum,
So that's the
bum.
famous.
I mean, do you got a
famous
better
picture.
copy of the picture? It looks like a fucking bird.
Well, that's the famous picture from 1981
Indeed.
of a flying saucer.
Right. Taken by Mrs. Hannah McRoberts, 25 at the time, in Campbell River, British Columbia.
Some would say not too far from
Oh,
Braden.
in the same fucking town as me. Does my story start lining up for you now, asshole?
Call bullshit, man.
They took the actual photo. So if you look it up, the Hannah McRoberts photo, like you'll see it, and usually it's like the zoomed in version. They'll zoom in on this little what seems to be very similar to what you would describe as like the archetypal flying saucer.
Zell, can you pull up the more zoomed in picture?
Yep.
When you look at it, you're like, yeah, that's a flying. You're like, that's a flying saucer, or you're like, that's what a flying saucer would look like.
Dude, that's
Um,
undisputable. Look at that fucking thing.
Buddy, it's a fucking discus.
Okay, now if you're watching the live stream, I'm on metabunk.com only because this is the best place I could find the picture.
Well, it's like because you can find the full picture. A lot of times you'll find the zoomed in picture, like not the actual
Yeah.
photo. You'll find the zoomed in picture of the actual the object that was in the photo. Hannah McRoberts and her family, like they didn't actually notice the object until after they got the photos developed. They actually took a picture of like a mountain, like they saw a mountain with a cloud formation over the top that made it similar looking to a volcano. So they're like, oh, hey, that looks cool. Let's take a picture of that. Yeah. And then when they went back to look at it later, after going through like the negatives and things like that, they're like, what the fuck is that?
What is that? That's the first thing I thought when I heard about the story so long ago. I was like, you never seen anything until you took a one frame picture?
Well, I don't know how long. They don't describe how long the thing had actually been there. So you don't actually know how
No.
fast the thing was going.
Yeah, my
It
guess
didn't,
is
like,
they
hover
caught
there.
it in flight.
Right.
Now been one frame of like was that a still picture? Or is that a frame from a video?
No,
a
it's a
picture.
still picture.
What? 1981. It was taken
That's
on like a
pretty good cameras.
35. It's like a 35 millimeter camera. Like it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
It's,
If I could get in contact with her and be like, can I get an original just so I can print a poster for my office? That'd be dope.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
So the picture itself came to attention of one Mr. David A.C. Powell, who lives in Vancouver, and he was a staff of the Macmillan Planetarium in that city. So he took a look at it. He kind of deemed it as legit. He's like, I don't know what that is, and I'm not sure. And even after many examinations after that, the negative actually got delivered to Mr. Richard F. Haynes, who is the editor of the Journal of Scientific Exploration for Analysis. And he said, and he determined that they had unwittingly, if anything, had caught a photo of something that was an airborne object.
Yeah, he deemed it not like a photograph anomaly. It was actually he deemed it that was actual physical object. Right. He couldn't tell exactly what size or what it was, but he knew it was actual.
Yeah. It wasn't a result as some sort of mechanism of the camera or some sort of optical illusion. It was an actual object that was present at the time of the photo.
Zell, can you pull up a picture of that lizard man again with the glasses? Or did you close that window?
Frogman.
No, I got
throw it up on there. You know what he'd say?
Why?
You know what he'd say to this if he was there studying this case? Throw it up on there.
Yeah, here we go.
That's what he'd say.
One more time.
Oh, dude, that guy's the worst. But it's such a
you don't even know him.
He's the worst.
You don't even know that guy.
Doesn't the fuck he is.
He's probably a really nice person.
I hate him.
Probably super nice. Probably
you know
really
what?
Smart,
you know what he'd
nice.
say. You know what I bet he's saying on the back channel news about the COVID-19. Throw him up, Zell.
I know. He's coming back.
It's just the wowas.
Oh my god, dude's probably a super nice dude. And
yeah, man, what are you talking about? That guy could probably jump really high.
What? Jump? What?
We've all been locked up for too long.
God damn it. Guy's a perfectly nice guy, and he gets fucking ripping on him.
How do we bring it back?
He had a notebook full of auroras.
Yeah, that he
obviously
drew.
likes auroras.
That he hand drew. And one of them looked like the coronavirus. I'm just saying. Watch the clip.
Oh, shit.
Watch the clip. He drew it. No, the Hannah McRoberts one is awesome. I love it. I love that it's so close to here. It's weird because I try to look up. There's another town north of here, Port McNeill, and I believe I've said it before, but they had some UFO sightings off there, and they've actually built a UFO landing pad.
Right.
It's in that stupid book that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we talk about? We talked about one. Where
so
I've
been there. Yeah. I've been to Port McNeill. I have to go through all the time. And I've asked, I've gone to people like, hey, where are the UFO landing pads? I want to go. And they're like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? And I'm like, I read in a book the mayor made some UFO landing pads. They're like, not here. And then I'm like, is there another fucking Port McNeill somewhere that I don't know about? But
no one wants to admit it.
Well, I found one thing kind of weird about the Hannah McRoberts photo is through some of the analysis that it went through, they were saying that it is definitely some sort of 3-dimensional object, but they said that the distance that it is from the camera when they took the picture, they said was 30 feet.
No, they didn't say that. They said whatever it is at least 30 feet. Meaning,
No,
like,
it says
so
at
if
least
it's a
30
smaller,
feet from the camera.
yeah, but that's not saying that. That's just saying, like, we've analyzed it, and whatever it is, size ratio, it would be at least 30. But it still could be 100 feet from the camera, 1,000 feet. They're not discrediting. They're just saying, like, based on our analysis, it has to be at least 30 feet away, even if it's like someone throwing a fucking frisbee.
No, it was a discus.
Which is one. Yeah, well, was one of the theories to debunk it was it was a frisbee, a pan lid,
Somebody was really mad at their car.
hubcap.
Listen, Hannah McRoberts was also a Canadian Olympic discus champion. Okay?
Why? That is not true. That's 100% not true.
Dan, everyone knows it, and she was attacked by in the Great Canadian Olympic tragedy where she was attacked with a crowbar outside of Tim Hortons before the event by her arch rival and
That is also
her
not
boyfriend.
true.
This is a
hit
true
her
story.
Hit her right in the elbow, eh?
Right in the throwing elbow. Took her out of the competition.
Yeah, no way she could have been throwing discus.
Yeah, she's supposed to
this
be
time.
throwing discus there in Calgary, eh?
Yeah.
She never made it.
You can't be throwing discus with a hurt funny
Yeah,
bone there.
Not
Yeah,
today,
she got a bum
anyway.
elbow, eh?
So that's how you know she wasn't.
No,
that
I'm
was-
I'm
You
not
wanna
even
know
100%
what you know?
sure that you couldn't throw a discus
No,
with the bum
that's-
elbow. Like, you only need, like, your whole arm, right? You only need, like, shoulder and...
You know,
Oh,
Dan, I'm really
Dan.
disappointed for a so-called Canadian expert here. You're really missing
Yeah.
all the fucking details.
no, I think you guys just don't know enough about
That's
Canadian discus
That's a swing and a
throwers.
miss there, Denny.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I know Hannah McRoberts because she's a household name.
Olympic champion.
Yeah. She was on
Retired early.
He's on the
Kellogg's.
Canadian
Elbow.
Wheaties box.
Yeah.
Flutie Flakes.
Yeah. Captain
Fuck,
Crunch.
I really wish I had bought a box of Flutie Flakes when those things were around.
I have a Flutie Flakes t-shirt from the fucking cereal box.
Now,
So dope.
I'll wear it next case file for about 5 minutes.
And then take it off.
there is another theory that they may have caught on camera, which is a Canadian military plane called the Avro car.
All right.
The Avrocar.
Avrocar?
Yeah.
Avrocar.
Now, this was like a
Yeah,
Canadian project to make a flying saucer or some shit. It's the dumbest looking ship you ever seen.
I'm gonna put it up. I don't know if we're gonna put it up here.
Yeah, that's it. There.
This is a prototype of it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking flying saucer.
Fucking looks exactly the same.
So now this
But it,
looks like
it
a
barely
discus.
flies. It barely flies
This
though.
project was scrapped in 1956, allegedly. Now, some people that believe this might be the Avrocar is saying that maybe the development continued on. And what you're seeing that she caught in the picture is like it now, what it can do now in 1981. So, 20 years or
what-
whatever after.
Well,
it went-
I don't know.
And
went
about
black.
that.
ask me why that would make sense on Vancouver Island. Ask me why.
Why would that make sense? Why would you have this Avrocar
Well,
flying around?
We
like
also
Campbell River?
have the fucking military airport in Courtney Comox.
Oh, West
Yeah, but
Coast.
you know what? We also have a military budget of about $12, so I don't know if we can afford to be doing anything.
That
like that.
Avrocar looks like a piece of shit.
It looked like it cost about $10.50.
I would be very hesitant to ride in that Avrocar.
Dude, I'm-
You know
I'm
what
pretty sure the
Lizardman would
Avrocar
say
didn't
if he
get-
saw that?
Lizard Man.
Or
What?
the Aurora guy?
Frogger.
Pull him up.
Yeah, like Brayden before the show was like, he was saying, "Oh, it's the Avro, like the
That's
the
cool.
Avro." Like when you said the Avro Canada, you're like, "Okay, we're talking about
Not
this
the
case
Avro
file
Arrow.
before.
That was our fucking awesome jet
Yeah,
fighter that
which
we
is
sunk.
a fucking cool ass jet." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's fucking cool." I was like, because the UK, the United Kingdom also has like the Avro Vulcan, which I think they still use. I don't think they've actually retired it.
Flashing that guy.
Which is a flying wing. They're like flying wing type crafts, and those are dope. And I was like, well, it probably couldn't have been one of those because they're flying wings. They look like stealth bombers. It's not fucking things. And then you're like Avrocar, and I'm like, oh, you mean that little fucking thing with the twirly engine in the middle and the flying donut. Like,
Yes. As far as the test went, I don't think it ever got more than like 20 feet off the ground.
There's no way. There's
Yeah, but what
absolutely no way you
if
can
they
get the fucking
had
thing
some
off the
eccentric Canadian millionaire, who self-funded this? He was inspired and he kept the project going. Self-funded by Wayne Gretzky himself.
Oh my God.
God
the great one.
damn.
The great one.
The great one. Just saying. He wasn't. He's too young. He only started hockey. He
started hockey in 79.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have been making that kind of money. It would have had to been an older Canadian. Maybe Tim Horton himself.
Tim Horton himself.
Right?
Tim Horton was dead by then, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, but his legacy lives on today.
I don't know.
Of the Avro car.
The Avro car
It's definitely
couldn't even
Wayne.
get
It
off
was
the,
definitely
how high?
Wayne.
What is like the maximum altitude of the Avro car? Like 20
Wayne
feet?
was just doing flybys, fucking yelling, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You don't take."
There's like no way. It's like, oh my
No, that thing
God.
barely flew, man. It was a fucking like a toy car.
There's no, I
Listen,
don't even think it ever got that
in
high off the ground.
56. What we're seeing is from 56. What I'm saying is they kept the project going for 25 years. You don't think they made any improvements from that 1956 footage?
Dude, so what you're saying...
No, and rollout, well, its projected performance was like something like a maximum speed of 417 kilometers per hour.
Listen,
and
what I'm saying is we got a
feet.
black budget,
It's
eh?
supposed to be its ceiling.
It flew 10,000
That was the
feet?
projected performance. It's not.
And-
it wasn't. That wasn't.
And they projected that in 1956. So I'm telling you, 25 years later.
My whole outlook on this has changed.
projected.
Avro car.
If they had to build it, it was supposed to have like a 10,000 feet ceiling.
What Braden's stumbled upon here is that Canadians are responsible for all UFOs worldwide.
Could you imagine
Since this-
that we're just such a smart intelligence? We're like,
Since
yeah, we have no
1958.
military or any military budget, eh? But we just got the biggest black military budget, and we've made these flying saucers that we spy on other people with, and people just think they're UFOs.
Yeah, we just go
You
around
got-
telling her, "Hey, sorry, like we're no big deal here, guys. Sorry."
Yeah.
We have the secret space program, not the
Yeah.
United States.
I'm straight.
I mean,
But
I don't know.
we're
Secret
so
aid.
nice about it. We don't tell anyone. Let's do our own thing.
You like them apples?
It's
man.
only got a 130-mile range, which is trash.
Yeah, in
That was
56,
56.
man. In
56.
56. They've continued. How far did the car drive in 56? All right. We've made
The
leaps
car-
and bounds in all
like,
sorts of travel.
Any car.
Yeah, 56. You fill up your tank of gas, you'll get as far as you can. Like
I mean,
56 Chevy, man. This is fucking beaut.
Yeah, what's the mile range on that? I'm saying we've made improvements in everything, in flying especially.
So what you're saying here is we had the Avrocar in 56, went black budget. They kept developing it and turned it into a UFO, which has been caught on film, but no one will believe it because they're like, no way Canada had something that advanced.
Listen.
Meanwhile, we've actually been this advanced. We're the most advanced
And
country in
here's
the
the
world.
other
That's what I
here's the
come up
other
with.
thing. Here's the other thing. The Avro Arrow was at the time the best jet in the world.
It's true.
And we destroyed the plans and we sunk the Avro. And I'm like, I think we sunk it because we were on to this next thing and we're like, listen, forget the Arrow, the Avro car. Put everything we knew about we had an Avro Arrow, put it in the Avro car. That's the ticket, baby. That's the
Well,
ticket.
not only like you guys are missing fucking the best thing we ever did. You know what I mean? If we're capable of fucking Weapon X, we're capable of making a fucking spaceship.
oh my god.
Yeah.
That's true. Look how fucking badass the Avro Arrow was. And then we were like, it's too good. We're going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Look how badass that plane is.
It is a cool plane.
19
It is a really
At the
cool
time-
plane.
53.
At the time,
53.
it was the
I mean,
best
the
by leaps
UK
and
made it
bounds.
first, but I mean,
And we
whatever.
sunk the plans. We sunk the only one
Sunk
into fucking one of the Great Lakes.
In the Hudson.
And it melted instantly.
What?
But that's what I think Hannah
Yeah.
McRoberts caught on camera.
The Avrocar?
It was an
Avrocar.
30 years later.
Flying.
30 years later.
I think they would have.
25.
I don't know. I think you would have noticed an Avrocar. Fucking. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, that's what it looks
Dan,
like.
listen, in your mind, you got to clear your brain because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking 1956 Avro car, fucking putting and blowing smoke in the air. 25 years later, Dan, they've streamlined that shit. It goes now, baby. It flies.
Very possible. Plausible. Not impossible.
I'm just saying we
Plausible.
must have had some of the best like jet engineers and builders in the world to make the Avro Aero. And we
Did
scrapped.
Canada take any?
We scrapped.
The Canada. Sorry, continue.
Oh, you're gonna say, did we take in any Germans from Project Paperclip, Operation Paperclip?
Read my mind. Operation. Were we part of that deal? Did someone come up here, or was that just States and Russia?
Guarantee you the U.S. said, fuck you. And like took all the German
Hey,
scientists.
that was Canada's own, man. We got some Austrians. Project Stapler.
Yeah, we'll have our own project. Oh, fucking Dan got disconnected.
Dan's gone.
Probably COVID.
Oh no, Dan got booted.
Dan got-
COVID got to him.
COVID got his computer.
Well, the Canadian government shut him down.
Nope.
Yes.
Back. Hacked him.
He's back. Oh,
What else we got? So that's
fall
all I
down
had
now.
for the Hannah McRoberts. I'm telling you, I'm gonna try my darndest. I need to get her on.
Hey, buddy, you try your darndest.
Even if
there
I can
and you let us
just
know
get an
how it
audio.
goes.
Like she doesn't want to do video. She's like, it's just do audio. I'll tell the story, what happened, and like the process of getting the film developed and what happened after.
Oh, you get her on just a recording. Even that'd be cool. 81. So how old is she now? She's probably what, like 60?
Listen,
how-
the
81,
guy
she
just
was
sold
20,
us on a fucking
25.
guy just
So-
sold us on an a fucking audio interview here. It's just gonna be Braden talking in a higher pitched voice to himself. All bullshit.
Oh, hey there. Oh, hey, I'm Hannah McRoberts. I took a photo.
Olympic champion Hannah
I'm Olympic discuser.
It's got female bubbles.
Yeah, Olympic discuser Hannah McRoberts, and I took the famous UFO photo. Well, nice to see you, Hannah. I'm Braden. Well, nice to meet you, Braden. I'm Hannah McRoberts, the Olympic discuser.
Injured my elbow. Injured my elbow in a terrible injury.
That's how she says it. It's weird. I know. But I'm not going to correct an Olympian.
So our last on the list of our UFO encounters this day is we're going to talk about the Harbor Mill incident, or as Zell refers to it, the Harbor Mealy incident.
Millie.
Harbor Mealy. Harbor Mealy. Harbor Mealy.
Millie.
It's right next to Shag Harbor.
Is it?
It's close to Shag Harbor.
Like how close?
Right about down there, yeah.
It's really
figured
close
there.
to Shag Harbor down there.
I mean, I could get on my bombardier there and fucking just take a quick little cruise, eh?
I don't know. It's Nova Scotia. It can't be that far from Shag Harbor.
Yeah, how big is Nova Scotia? I bet Nova Scotia is pretty fucking big, though.
It's pretty
I think
fucking
Nova
big,
Scotia, it's like the same as the island. It's the same as Vancouver
I'll
Island. I
talk
think,
like
more or less.
fucking Brad Pitt from Snatch.
Yeah, they're a little bit Irish, but a little bit Canadian at the same time.
Yeah, the fight you for it.
You like
caravans there?
You like digs. You like digs.
It's weird because it's true.
It's true.
Like sometimes
So-
I've met Newfies where I'm like, and Nova Scotians where I'm like, I don't even know what language you're talking, man.
The fuck are you talking about?
So on the night of January 25th, 2010, so rather recently, there were spotted at least 3 unidentified flying objects that flew over Harbor Mill. At least one witness, one Darlene Stewart, said that she spotted an object and she, while she was taking pictures of the sunset, and also within her community of 200 residents, said that they all saw something and they started snapping
it
photos.
was fucking crazy too because right after the fucking local hojo was just blown up with phone calls, right? Asking reception what the fuck these lights are.
The fuck's a hojo?
The Howard
Howard
Johnsons.
Johnson?
Hold.
You guys never stayed at Howard Johnson, the hojo?
Continental breakfast, bitch.
Yeah. It's like the staple of every small Canadian community's got a hojo. They were all asking the bellhop, can you do anything to help, eh? You see the lights out there?
Tell him to turn it off, eh? I'm trying to sleep.
So there's actually, I mean, if you look it up, I don't know if Zell can pull it up right now, but we have a couple photos that the people took. and it looks like what they described as a long round object, and they said it resembled something of a missile, and they said it had been rising from the direction of the ocean, and there was something, whether it was smoke or flames, that seemed to be shooting out the back end of the object. Right? I think Zell's putting it up here for whoever's on the stream.
Looks like the
Oh,
fucking clip of that.
You didn't see that?
Looks
I
like
thought I put it up there.
That's it.
clip of that poor fucking flat Earth guy.
Yeah.
This picture's from our trusty old CBC, so you know it's legit.
CBC,
Super
eh?
Dave right there.
CBC, always getting your news to you on time,
Yeah.
and unbiased.
So I mean, if you look at that one, if you look at that photo,
It looks like a missile. Like that's I would if like as a person looking, I'm like that looks like an object with clearly shooting a flame as some sort of propulsion out the back.
Yep.
well, I don't
I
know.
agree with that too.
I don't know. If you look at that one, it could be just a contrail, which doesn't necessarily have to be produced by like the jet itself. It could be perhaps some sort of object just moving through the air and generating heat in some way, and just leading
No.
condensation in the air.
Well, Dan, you've obviously not seen October Sky. That's a fucking rocket.
Well, okay. Here's my thing. I just got to quickly fact check here before I say this. Where Harbor Mille is.
Millet. Uh-huh.
We're in Newfoundland now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right there. The fucking Millet, right?
Okay, so it's on the absolute East Coast, right? And here's a weird thing. So right away, the RCMP make a statement, say that, hey, don't worry about it. Like, everyone, stop panicking. It's just a missile launch. And then everyone's like, what the fuck you mean missile launch, eh? What do you mean missiles? We got missiles? And then the prime minister at the time had to make a statement being like, listen, these weren't missiles. It was UFOs. Like, not missiles. Which
It's definitely a missile then.
which goes back into my theory that our black budget, we just have a secretly awesome secret military. Because,
So are you saying that was it Stephen Harper, 2010?
yeah.
Must have been.
Yes.
Harper, yeah.
Yeah, even the guy from was it Sergeant Wayne Edgecombe, I guess RCMP or something like that, I guess, with the local police,
Sergeant.
said that they had confirmed it was something, but they couldn't reveal what it was. Like they just
We found something there,
Oh,
buddy,
it was
but
something.
yeah, we can't really tell you what it is.
well, we're not going to tell you.
Well, they're fucking newfies, so they're probably, oh, okay, there, that's fine then. Yep, that's good.
The other thing is, like, that's on the East Coast, right? So here's my theory. I'm out on the West Coast, absolute West Coast, and you go south of me, and there's a town called Nanaimo. And you go into Nanaimo, and as you drive in, there's like the welcome to Nanaimo signs and whatever. And as you pull off one of the side streets and get into the city limit, there's a small brown sign everywhere in Nanaimo when you're entering the city limits, and it just says Nanaimo, a nuclear weapon free zone.
What?
Type it in. Type in Nanaimo nuclear weapon free zone sign, and it'll probably pop up. But they're everywhere, and you go. Every time I drive past one, I go, "What? What is?"
Okay, this is super bizarre, but
It came up.
I fucking work with this guy. He's about like 62, 63. He was in the American military. He's from South Carolina. Came to Victoria for some type of fucking military thing and has been here ever since. And he refuses to tell me exactly what he came here to do, but he swears to me that there's nuclear weapons on Vancouver Island. Swears to me.
Oh, dude,
Well, that's what I'm
I
saying.
wouldn't be surprised.
Is
That's fucking crazy.
is that
I've never heard that before.
my town doesn't have a no nuclear weapons sign. Does that mean we have them? Like, I lived in Kelowna. There's no nuclear weapon signs. I'm like, that is an obvious sign where you would store nuclear weapons.
That's fucking
Dude,
crazy.
Well, dude, because the NORAD agreement between Canada and the United States, I guarantee, like, they're not our nukes. America probably has installations with like intercontinental fucking nuclear missiles probably installed on Canadian soil, and they've never told anybody.
Because you guys don't need to know.
Yeah, they just put up signs in city limits being like, no nuclear weapons here. No nuclear, dude, no nukes here, eh? Go look somewhere else.
Just, I don't know if can you see it's a little bit small. Just like, welcome to Nanaimo, a nuclear weapons free zone. This is just a normal small Canadian city. Small Canadian city for some reason.
No other cities have that
so
shit.
that means if your town does not have a sign that says no nuclear weapons, your town has
Why would you
nuclear
need
weapons.
a sign?
Here's the thing, Dan. Us as Canadians are under the impression that we're a nuclear-free country.
Nope.
Right? So I'm like, what do you mean?
Well, they're not our nukes.
Canada is a nuclear-free country, but the missile silos that the United States has installed in your country technically are not Canadian.
So then
They're
here's my
American.
other question. Do I have to assume that every single town and city that doesn't have one of those signs is carrying some sort of ballistic missile for the United States?
Oh, yeah.
Which gets things really crazy.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Or
if it doesn't
just
have a
the
sign
ones with the
specific-
signs have the missiles.
If it doesn't have a sign that specifically says no nuclear missiles here, then you have to assume that they have nuclear missiles.
I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to go to a town meeting with the mayor. Well, probably not yet because we can't. But when all this closes down, I'm going to go and I'm going to say, hey, I was in Nanaimo and they have a no nuclear weapons free zone city within city limits. Do we have nukes or are we going to put up some signs?
And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll think about it.
And I'll be like, oh, interesting. So where the nukes? Where them nukes?
Where the nukes, eh?
Where the nukes at?
Dude, you know the American government probably paid Canada a whole bunch of money just store them in. We'll give you $1,000 American dollars.
Listen,
and we
can
went,
we all agree
yeah,
then that they're in Harbor Mill and Nanaimo? Type in Harbor Mill, no nuclear weapons sign.
We'll pay you in Twinkies and
If
Dr.
they have
Pepper.
a fucking sign, if you type that in and they have a no nuclear weapons sign, we've cracked this thing live on air. If you see a sign, they have them.
Oh, it doesn't pop up.
That'd be unreal. But definitely, like, that looks like a missile. And I guess it was sighted in Harbor Mills, so it could be somewhere else in the area that they're fired from. But to me, my brain right away looking at that picture goes to some sort of missile being fired. And the fact that the RCMP were like, it's a missile. And they were like, whoa, I mean, it's not a missile.
Canada has not officially maintained or possessed weapons of mass destruction since 1984.
Canada.
Ooh, officially.
So in 1984, they became American.
Yeah. And all those
We're onto something here.
all those secrets are with
That's
the
what
CIA.
fucking Brenda Mines, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Brenda Mines
Brenda
another
Mines,
one.
fucking nuclear silo.
That's
nuclear
fucking
silo.
close. We could go there.
They've renovated that shit too. Last time we were
Yeah,
there.
they changed the
They
gate.
upgraded the
It's
fucking
not as
fences
sinister.
and shit. Probably because of this podcast.
Probably. If we talk about it and then.
Like someone's onto us. Build up the reinforcements. But that's like I said, this one, lot of witnesses. But the fact that you have the Mounties saying that and then official report from the Prime Minister being like, oh, it's UFOs, not missiles. I was like, what? And that was probably the most pro-American, pro-war Prime Minister we've ever had. So
Yeah.
You mean the best prime minister?
yeah, we had so much freedom.
So much America.
I was fucking pissing freedom back in 2010.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Now, thanks liberals for having me locked up in my house all the time.
Trudeau and the Liberals bringing in coronavirus, fucking us all up.
Make
here,
the frogs
trapping us
gay.
at home.
Yeah, they're turning frogs gay, Joe.
First was the frogs, then it was a coronavirus.
That was it. That's all we had for Canadian UFOs, though.
Yeah, Great Weird North.
Great Weird North.
Great Weird North.
Why don't we?
There's more up here, but we'll get there.
Why don't we get us some space news?
From space.
From space.
The news.
I love this one. The NASA Mars lander just had to hit itself with a shovel to get unstuck.
I read that one. So funny.
That's so good.
That's I had to like check it again. I'm like, huh? No, that's the headline.
That's the real thing.
Now I couldn't figure out. This isn't the one that went dead and was like everything's going dark.
No,
It was-
it's the other one.
It's the other one. It's the one that's still functioning already. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That was opportunity or whatever. Yeah.
And they're just fucking smash your head with a shovel, and it worked perfectly.
It took them months of programming and simulations to actually figure out like
I don't
we
want
need to hit
to.
the,
Don't
we
make me
want
do
to
it.
hit this thing. We want to hit this thing. We want to make it hit itself with a shovel, but we have to do it in such a way that it will not damage all of the shit, all the sensors and all the communications equipment that is in that tiny drill. That it's not tiny. I assume it's actually pretty huge, but again, yeah, though it's like what is it? It's like it's drilling into the surface of Mars, and the Mars ground is like the Earth like clumps together more than they thought it would, so it wouldn't work. So the drill actually got all jacked up, and so they couldn't figure out how to get it to work, and they're like, "Fuck, we spent all this money, and now the drill doesn't work." And then they figured the last resort was like, we need to make the fucking thing hit itself with the shovel.
Club itself.
And they said it worked.
It says that engineers spent a few months practicing.
Yeah, months. Like like putting together simulations and everything, just running through simulations are like, this is the only thing we can think of is to fucking get it to hit it with the shovel. And this is why humans will never be replaced by robots.
So was it there for months stuck then? Is that what the deal was?
Yeah.
And
like,
it wasn't
doing one of its jobs. So one of the jobs is like to do the thing.
So you're telling me they sent a robot up there to dig a fucking hole, to drill a hole?
Well, yeah, because they didn't even
That's
figure
the
out.
first mistake. You should have got oil rig workers. Harry
Right, you
Stamper.
should-
Oh my
We
Called
got
that fucking job done.
Bruce Willis
out of work,
and Aerosmith.
and you're sending robots up there.
You need fucking
That-
goddamn Harry Stamper.
That's a crying shame.
We got to get those Albertans working. They'll dig. They'll find that oil.
I could put together at least 24 Albertan oil teams to go out there and drill a couple holes.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's
There's-
when you want to
there's
fix
probably a
something
few
in outer
listening
space,
right now.
hit it with a shovel.
Hit it with a shovel. That's it. Best case,
Yeah.
you just club yourself, knock yourself free, and you're good to go.
Good to go.
This takes 2 months of
And
practicing.
NASA says it's been working, so I mean, good for them. All right.
This was a kind of a surprise to me when I read it. Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun, even though it's just getting torched at all times, it still has ice. The poles,
Bananas.
I guess, are ice cold and actually form ice.
Right. Because Mercury doesn't actually rotate. Like it doesn't actually rotate like the Earth. So it's pretty much one
It's
side
like
is
tidal
always
locked.
right. One side is always facing the sun, and the other side is like never facing the sun. So it's just
Ooh, that's weird. Maybe it's like the moon, where it's just some sort of solar, like studier,
could be.
some
I don't
sun
know.
base
What?
instead of the moon
Why
base.
does Mercury say that the daytime temperatures are 430 Celsius, but nighttime is 180,
Like-
or can plummet?
Well, I mean, there are parts on there that never face the sun.
Never see the daylight.
Yeah.
Right.
So those are the parts where they said they actually detected ice before. Right. So maybe it does rotate, but
So do you
very
think there-
slowly. I
do
think
you
it
think there's, like-
rotates very slowly. I can't remember.
Well, I was gonna say,
Either
do
way,
you think there's
yeah.
areas where if you like get closer to the equator, like it slowly warms up to maybe like a nice brisk like plus 20?
Sorry, it takes a Mercury about 59 Earth days to spin once on
A
its axis.
super slow spin.
So and then but it
Little
takes 88
rotisserie
Earth
planet.
days to go around the sun.
So like one
Double
day
drag.
is like just like 65% of a revolution of.
So it's pretty nuts.
That's funny.
So you're gonna have a lot. I think they called them. What was it? They called it in the article. They said that there's a certain. It's like permanent shadow or permanent. They have certain areas
PSRs
that are
PSRs, permanently shadowed regions.
right. So those regions, they've said that they have detected ice. That there's actual like water ice on the surface of the planet. Right. And they said that the way, but what is interesting is they always kind of figured that ice was a product of comets like smashing into Mercury and just kind of leaving ice there because they don't have the time to melt. But they've also figured that there is another process which produces ice, and which is basically that the sun burns up the material that's on the planet. So the minerals and the metals that are on the planet end up like oxidizing and then and just releasing all of the hydrogen and unbonded hydrogen and things like that. And they end up rebonding and recombining into water, into H2O. And then, and then once the planet turns or something like that, they end up kind of the molecules end up, or the atoms kind of like end up floating off because Mercury doesn't have an atmosphere. And then once they hit those permanently shadowed regions, they just freeze and bloop, it's in there,
Stuck there.
and they're stuck there forever.
Right.
Pretty
cool.
They mentioned that this is a kind of a way for scientists. Fuck, man. Like sometimes I read these articles, I'm like, man, scientists get excited over like the stupidest shit. And they're like, oh, this is like another way that you could, possibly find water on planets that don't really have water. I'm like, yeah, but most of it's completely useless. Like there's no way that like this would ever really come in handy, but the scientists get excited about it. But it's cool, but I'm like, this is not really practical in any way. Fucking weird. I don't know. Scientists get excited about weird shit.
The only other space news I got is we talked about 2019 not having a lot of auroras because we were in a solar minimum, which actually set the record for the least amount of sunspots, which was last year was 77% of the time, which was a space age record. So far, 2020, we've been without sunspots 76% of the time. So we're actually still chasing that record set by 2019. So basically, you can expect much of the same. Not a lot of auroras.
Auroras.
To the dismay
Auroras
of the
low.
scientists from CBC.
You won't be seeing any UFOs over at Montreal.
Yeah, he's so disappointed because he can't discount UFOs this year. That's all I had for space news.
Space news over.
Space news over.
Space news done. Did we want to do a randomatron? Did we got some stuff loaded in there in the database or what?
Let's do it next week.
Except Randomatron is down for repairs.
Yeah, it's not working.
Not working?
No.
Let me try the button here. I'll just double check. Nope.
Not working.
Not going.
She's dead. We better
Not
charge her
working.
that.
We gotta update. We gotta update the Randomatron drivers.
If the coronavirus can be transmitted digitally.
Yeah.
My God.
It's jumped from human to machine already.
My God.
Listen,
It's now just a really annoying malware that gets in your
I've
browser.
been practicing social distancing, but not keyboard distancing, and all those grubby mitts just getting in there. If your keyboard's wired, your computer's at risk.
There it is.
You got a wired mouse, just as bad.
Careful out there. We don't know the extent of the coronavirus yet. Nothing's safe. Digital, analog, anything. Just locked down.
What else we got to do at the end of the? What do we normally do at the end of these things?
I don't know. It's been such a
We've only
wild
been doing
week
this
and a half.
133 times.
We got a couple new Patreons.
Read them. I'll be right back. I'm gonna absolutely die if I don't go to the bathroom.
He's got to go to the bathroom. All right. With the event of the coronavirus, obviously patrons will slow, and we understand that. But there's a couple new ones this week, so we appreciate
Brave
the support.
souls.
Antal Uman,
Oh, that is
Dylan
a
Matthews,
super fake name.
Anton Ullman, Dylan Matthews, Adam Linton, and Chris Neville.
Chris
That's all we got
Neville.
this week.
Made up fantasy name.
A bunch of fake names putting their fake money into our accounts.
Do you have a theorite of the week?
I'm gonna give it to this guy Chris Kemmerly.
Chris
He is a-
Kemmerly.
This guy's an artist, and he's sent us a handful of designs now. The newest one being a mongoose file design. And
Yeah,
it's
if you
fucking
want to
pretty
get
dope.
on our
So
good side, send us fan art.
send us some cool shit.
Send us
This,
fan
one, this
art.
one's really good. He's also sent a couple more, like a Boy Get My Gun and a Mars Attacks one, and some others. So
Mars Attacks is dope.
this guy Chris Emmerly.
Oh, that's the guy that made that fucking
the
art. He's
week.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome back. Yeah, guy was a beauty.
Yeah, fucking wicked
Yeah.
artist.
Stop making mongoose art and make something good.
What? That was rad.
Now we have some reviews. I'm not sure what we read last week.
Oh, apparently
You
we
know what we
read ones that I read ones that had already been read. So whatever. So you guys could read the fucking
There's some reviews. There's a whole bunch of new ones. I don't know what we've read. Let's read this one. This one's got to be new. Do you have it up, Braden?
Yeah, I got a couple
My
up.
podcast reviews.
Here's one. Just brilliant. 5-star review from Marat Mia. I think it's Marat Mia. I think it's a wine play. These guys are awesome. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, Mia.
Thanks, Mia.
There's a long one too.
I like that. I
5-star
have my eyes on that
review
long one.
from B. Marcel. Exclamation mark. That's it. That's my review. But seriously, it doesn't take rocket appliances to know this is the best podcast out there. Aliens would likely even agree. My coworkers probably think I'm nuts from all the creepy giggling I do at my desk all day listening to these guys. May or may not have even snort laughed a time or two. God
Happens.
or any superior alien being, if you exist and are listening, I am so sorry how hard I laughed during the Elisa Lamb episode and how I have been converted into a theorite. Please forgive me and or do not abduct me for the experimentation, especially probing. If you have no idea what this means and are intrigued, well, you damn well better hop on board the ATT spaceship and give this podcast a listen. You boys are my spirit animals. Would love to have a beer or 10 with you all sometime. Greetings from my couch in the times of the COVID lockdown in the capital, Ottawa. Cheers, Brit. P.S. Send beer. P.S. PPS. Send TP.
That's a fitting review.
That's a good review. Thanks, Brett.
Thank you very much.
Get a bum gun. You won't need TP.
Yeah.
Take it from the man
Invest
himself.
in the bidet.
Bidet or just a $12 bum gun.
Yeah.
We have a
Sure.
theory of the week.
Yep. You missed
We already
it.
did it.
Oh.
Chris Kemmerly.
Yeah.
Chris Kemmerly, artist, did the mongoose
yeah.
file.
Boom.
I think that it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You got a song of the week?
No, I haven't really been looking. It's been a crazy week, so just like everyone else listening, it's been crazy for fucking
Everyone knows it's crazy.
Everyone,
Uh,
it is fucking crazy.
Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. It really helps. You can, if you want to support the show, you can go on patreon.com/alientheorizing. We got a lot of stuff on there now for supporters. Go to alientheorizing.live. Go buy some merch. We're going to have some new merch soon, but get on there and go rep your local podcast t-shirts or sweatshirts or hats. We got stuff on there.
Independent. No one's local to us. No one listens from our hometown. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. We're our pledge is to we're just going to keep on keeping on as normal. I mean, we got the leg up on a lot of podcasts as we've been doing it remotely for years. So nothing really changes for us. So we're just keeping on.
Keep it on.
Keeping on.
And as we always say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies. I think I caught corona.
The comfort of your favorite seat is now your comfy car selling command center, thanks to Carvana.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Your favorite seat's the best spot in the house. Make it even better by entering your license plate or VIN and getting a real offer in minutes.
There really is no place like home.
And speaking of home, Carvana will pick up your car from yours after you finalize your offer. Visit Carvana.com or download the app and sell your car from your comfy place.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.